Content used in this video is intended for educational and informational purposes only. All rights to the images, music, clips, and other materials used belong to their respective owners. I do not claim ownership over any third-party content used in this video. Let's get to the video, dog.
Hey yo, baby D, get your little ass over here on the mic, man. Show these other little niggas they can't fuck with the Dangerous Crew, man. Spit that shit.
Shit on gold chain, gold glasses, prime time like Dion.
Hey, can't do the Quan, do the Dion. You hear me?
He don't speak on me, I don't compete with a peon. Flying a bundle like my name was Dion.
What's up, man? We back again, bro. Saturday, May 24th. It is 7:35 p.m. where I am. I don't know about you guys. But yeah, man. I mean, it's only so far that we can stay stagnant on certain levels of intellect. So, you know, I'm one of a seeker of knowledge, right? You feel me? And not that I'm trying to step on the feet of the Most High, but I just like to go back to the origins of things, because if you don't understand how things were created, you won't understand where you're going. You know what I'm saying? Like DMX said in one of his songs, if I don't know where I'm coming from, where will I go? You know what I'm saying? Him and Mary J. Blige. Go back and listen to that. I listened to that this morning. And I didn't even have an inkling of thought that I was going to do a video based on this subject. But it just goes to show you how everything is so definitely not coincidental. But I'd like to say that it's divine intervention if you believe in the benevolent forces that are at hand. Or you may believe in malevolent forces. Who knows what you believe in? You know what I'm saying? But as for me, I like to believe in the benevolent. You know what I'm saying? So I was just thinking, you know, so many things correlate between the cosmic, astrological, benevolent world and the malevolent world that some people deem the Matrix. It's a lot of correlations, and it's almost as if somebody is biting someone else's blueprint to how to do things. So it got me into thinking about social media, AI, why certain people prosper in the algorithm of the world, and some just can't seem to get over that hill. You know what I'm saying? It's like there has to be some type of force at hand that's making some people more seen than other people are being seen. You know, you get things that you just don't even understand. I'm spreading so much great stuff into the world. Why can't I get the acknowledgement that other people get? And it's not a thing of being envious. It's just, it's blatant that some people, some kind of way, have an edge up. So it got me to thinking, are most people raw talent, or do they have a leg up? So it got me to thinking, a star. They call people that make it stars. But what are the origins of those stars? And it got me to thinking, on a cosmic, most high source type of thinking level, to where I wondered how the source made stars. And I would like to share some of my findings with you. And the correlations between the two worlds are too significant to ignore. So, if you're a creator, if you're a person that creates content, if you're a person that is artistic and you just can't seem to get over the hill, let's see if we can break down what you may be lacking in your approach. Let's do it. Now, step number one in manifesting the birth of a star. First, you have to have a vision. You have to have a vision of what you want this star to come into the world and do. How bright you want the star to be, what significance you want this star to give off. And in the astrological world, the cosmic world, the universe type of thinking of astrology and, just the stars and planets and galaxy and all this type of stuff, you first have to go back to what source first used as a blueprint to create a star. First, you have to have a vision of what you want. What you want. So listen to this. All right, so I'm going to read a couple of excerpts from Genesis 1, King James Version. It says about God's vision, how he wanted this to come to fruition. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the waters, on the face of the waters. And God said, "Let there be light." And there was light. And God saw the light, that it was good. And God divided the light from the darkness. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And the evening and the morning were the first day. And God said, "Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters." And God made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. And it was so. And God called the firmament heaven. And the evening and the morning were the second day. And God said, "Let the waters under the heaven be gathered upon together unto one place, and let the dry land appear." And it was so. And God called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters called the seas. And God saw that it was good. And God said, "Let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth." And it was so. And the earth brought forth grass, and herb yielding seed after his kind, and the tree yielding fruit, whose seed was in itself after his kind. And God saw that it was good. And the evening and the morning were the third day. And God said, "Let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs, and for seasons, and for days, and for years. And let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth." And it was so. And God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also. And God set them in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth, and to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good. And the evening and the morning were the fourth day. And God said, "Let the waters bring forth abundantly moving creature that hath life, and fowl that may fly above the earth in the open firmament of heaven." And God created whales, and every living creature that moveth, which the waters brought forth abundantly, after their kind, and every winged fowl after his kind. And God saw that it was good. And God blessed them, saying, Be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters and the seas, and let fowl multiply the earth. And the evening and the morning were the fifth day. And God said, Let the earth bring forth the living creature after his kind, cattle and creeping thing, and beasts of the earth after his kind. And it was so. And God made the beasts of the earth after his kind, and the cattle after their kind, and everything that creepeth upon the earth after his kind. And God saw that it was good. And God said, Let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him. Male and female created he them. And God blessed them. And God said unto them, Be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth. And God said, Behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree in the which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed. To you it shall be for meat. And to every beast of the earth, and to every fowl of the air, and to everything that creepeth upon the earth, wherein there is life, I have given every green herb for meat. And it was so. And God saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good. And the evening and the morning were the sixth day. Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the host of them. And on the seventh day God ended his work which he had made, and he rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had made. And God blessed the seventh day, and sanctified it, because that in it he had rested from all his work which God created and made. These are the generations of the heavens and of the earth when they were created, and in the day that the Lord had made the earth and the heavens, and every plant of the field before it was in the earth, and every herb of the field before it grew. For the Lord God had not caused it to rain upon the earth, and there was not a man to till the ground. But there went up a mist from the earth, and watered the whole face of the ground. And the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. And the Lord God planted a garden eastward in Eden, and there he put the man whom he had formed. And out of the ground made the Lord God to grow every tree that is pleasant to the light, and good for food, the tree of life also in the midst of the garden, and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. And a river went out to Eden to water the garden, and from thence it was parted, and became into four heads. The name of the first is Pison, that is, which passeth the whole land of Havilah, where there is gold, and the gold of that land is good. There is bdellium, and the onyx stone. And the name of the second river is Gihon. The same is it that compasseth the whole land of Ethiopia. And the name of the third river is Hiddekel. That is it which goeth towards the east of Assyria. And the fourth river is Euphrates. And the Lord God took the man and put him into the garden of Eden to dress it and to keep it. And the Lord God commanded the man, saying, Of every tree of the garden thou mayest freely eat, but of the tree of knowledge of good and evil thou shalt not eat of it. For in the day that thou eatest thereof thou shalt surely die. And the Lord God said, It is not good that the man should be alone. I will make him a helpmate for him. And out of the ground the Lord God formed every beast of the field and every fowl of the air, and brought them unto Adam to see what he would call them. And whatsoever Adam called every living creature, that was the name thereof. And Adam gave names to all cattle, and to the fowl of the air, and to every beast of the field. But for Adam there was not found an helpmate for him. And the Lord God caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam, and he slept. And he took one of his ribs and closed up the flesh instead thereof. And the rib which the Lord God had taken from man, he made him a woman and brought her into the man. And Adam said, This is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, because she was taken out of man. Therefore shall a man leave his father and mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh. And they were both naked, the man and his wife, and were not ashamed. You heard that, right? So that's on the cosmic, most high level, the benevolent level of creating a star. Now let's talk the malevolent level of creating a star. See, everything that Source did, God did, the Most High did, Yahshua did, Yahweh, whoever you want to call Source on the benevolent side, whatever he does, there's always a imitation of it in the physical plane, which we call the matrix. So, if you wanted to create a star, you want to create an idol, you want to create a puppet, if you will, what would you need to do? You would need to have a vision. And that would first come from whoever's creating that puppet. What type of knowledge do you want to put down? What type of image do you want to give off? What type of puppet do you want to create to go out and push these things into the mass visuals of the world? Some people choose to make their puppets or their little creations somebody that speaks on the disintegration of families and women being Jezebels. Some people choose to make their puppets a country music rapper or singer that talks about maintaining a good, wholesome family and driving your pickup truck. Some people choose to turn their puppet into a drug promoting, gun blazing, promiscuous promoting puppet. Same thing with musicians as actors. What do your recurring roles portray out into the world? What type of star do you want to be? Right? So that's step number one. What type of image? What type of star? What type of propaganda do you want to give off into this world? And that's where the matrix starts to mirror the astrological and cosmic world. You have one person over here that gave us the blueprint. He created things from his vision. And then you have the matrix physical world over here that's always wanted to decode how everything was created. And they studied the creator, and this was the first step. Creating a star, all from my image, in my likeness. Step number 2 in creating a star. You have to have the material resources to be able to create these things. Just like Source did, the Most High did, he used all the elements of the world, you know, the table of elements that you learned back when you were in school and how they broke everything down, mercury and copper and nickel and, you know, barium and, you know, aluminum and all these things, man. These are things and elements that the Most High used to create these beautiful masterpieces of work that you hear, like the firmament, like the stars, like the animals, the fowl of the earth, which are the birds, the creatures that crawl on their stomachs, the cattle, humans. These are all elements that were finely put together, just like scientists do. They go in and they get their beacons and they whip it, whip it, whip it, whip it, whip it. And then they put this with it and they put that with it. Same way they did. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, you have to meticulously put all these things together with the right proportions. And, you create a masterpiece all by being such a great scientist and a physics major of the art of elements. And then you watch your creation come into fruition. That's the benevolent side of it. Now, if you were going to create a star on the malevolent side of things, the matrix, the physical world, and you want to mirror what the benevolent side did, you would also use resources. What would your resources be down on this plane? It would be things like money. It would be things like conglomerate resources that you have. Things of that sort. Let me elaborate for you. If you wanted to create a star, like the Most High did, you want to create a star, you would first have to have money, right? These are how your average entertainers get created, right? First, you find a person that, like in the first one I told you about, you have to have a vision of what type of image you want to portray, what type of aura you want to give this star. First, you have to find that vision. Then second, you find somebody that can exemplify that image. You have to fine tune your candidates. Okay, I want him to be short. I want him to be this. I want him to look this way. I want him to have these type of tattoos. I want him to talk like this. I want him to walk like this. I want him to embody this certain bravado about himself. I want him to, do this and do that and 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 do this. And your money would afford you all of these things. See, the Most High used resources like elements, but down here on this physical plane, we use things like money and resources from humans that we have. So after you find that candidate and he's able to give off that image that you want this star to give off, then that's where your money comes in at. Your money is leveraged with the other resources that you have. See, they can't exactly make you in the aspect that God did. So what they use is things that we have on this physical plane to make you. So they'll take that money and they'll dress you up in the finest clothes. They'll dress you up with jewels. It's essentially being sponsored, like a pimp does a garden tool. You dress her up before you put her out there on the strip. You know what I'm saying? You give her a nice little budget. You tell her, I'm gonna give you $250,000, and with this budget, I want to create you into the perfect image that I think you'll go out there and make me some money with. And then you call your friends. This is where the second part of it comes in. You call your friends and you say, hey man, I got this artist and I want to make her as bright as I can. And I want to see her shine. All in hopes of getting money back off of her. Just like the pimp garden tool relationship. So you call your friends and you tell them, hey man, I want to make this work. How much would it take me to get massive radio play and, all these old things, man. And, you got to know some people to make things happen. And if you don't know people to make things happen, then you're going to be somebody that's never heard. And these days they've even developed things like exterior inflation programs. Now, if you don't know what that is, if you're not big on the artificial intelligence or the social media aspects of the world, in layman's terms, they have people that you can outsource and contractors that work on a pay by job basis where you can go in there and pay them X amount of dollars to promote your music, to give you viewers, give you comments, give you likes, give you shares, just all type of things, from your regular YouTubers to your Pandoras to your Reddits to your OnlyFans to every social media, Instagram followers. You can go on there and buy everything that will make you look solidified in the social media world. And these are the things that having resources can afford you. So if you're a person that's been making content for the longest, you've just been putting out consistently, putting out, and you can never seem to get those viewerships that you want or that big eye that you want, it's not you, bro. It's just the fact that in this physical realm, you have people that know how to manipulate artificial intelligence with money to be able to push certain people into the limelight, and you didn't know the game. You can start a channel today. You could bring an artist out today, and overnight you can make them go viral if you have enough money to sponsor that person. And that's the side of the game about creating a star that they don't tell you. The reason why you haven't blown yet is because you don't have the knowledge to know to invest in yourself. See, you hear these people tell you all the time, invest in yourself, invest in yourself, invest in yourself, and you never know what that means. You say to yourself, I always go to the studio. I'm always, investing in myself. I'm always taking pictures on the gram to show people that I'm really popping it like this. But what they fail to let you know is there's a hidden format to making yourself get the lotus and the likes and the views that you want. And it's knowing where to place your money. There's backroom stuff that you can do, man, to make your starship as bright as you want it to be. You pay this amount of money, you get this amount of views. You pay this amount of money, you get this amount of views. You pay this amount of money, you get this amount of views. And that's the knowledge that people have hidden from them. So if you're wondering, like, man, why does every time this man drop a song, it does 1 million views in one day? Well, that's because they know how to tap into the system that'll accept money from them to inflate those numbers. And they push them to the front of the line because these social media platforms all go by how fast your stuff is taking off. If it's taking off fast, you got 5,000 views in 10 minutes. This must be something people like to see. Let's give it a little bit more light so we can make more money off that video, because the social media platforms get money back from the people tuning in to their platform. So if you're showing something that everybody wants to see, then they're more inclined to put you to the front of the line, because that's going to put money in their pocket. You feel me? So people do this, and especially people with a lot of money. Like, that's why when you get signed to become a star, they set aside a budget for you. When you drop a single on a major level or a major label that has an abundance of money that could be able to put $1 million behind your first project, 500,000 of it may go towards promotion. You always hear this word promotion, but you never knew what that word promotion mean, did you? Okay, that word promotion could mean We have to trickle a little bit of money over here, a little bit of money over here, a little bit of money over here to these people that inflate our numbers, inflate our influence, inflate our radio play, inflate all these things to push us to the front of the line. When you had a person over here that's been grinding for 10 years and never has gotten anything, you feel me? It's all in promotion and knowing where to put your money. You feel me? And that's the thing that they don't tell you. It's forbidden knowledge. It's hidden knowledge. And, I just thought that was one of the most wicked things that you can do to people, man, because it'll have you walking around thinking that you're not putting out good quality work, and the whole time you may be. It's just that some people know how to jump the line, know how to rig the game up. The game is rigged if you don't know what's going on. And if everybody knew how to work these things like they know how to work these things, then you will level the playing field. See, the only reason why you're not on these interviews like Drink Champs and stuff like that, or, being noticed overnight getting 1 million views, is because you don't know where to put your money. Do you some research on how to accumulate views, pay for views, pay for likes, pay for comments, pay for subscribers. You can go from a nobody to a celebrity overnight. These guys aren't better than you. They're not better than you. The game is just rigged to keep you out of that forbidden knowledge. And that's how you create a star. It's not hard. We just did it. We created a star. Now go be a star.